Dognapping has been steadily on the rise over recent years, with a reported 2,760 dogs taken in the UK in 2021. Whilst we tend to think of dognapping as a modern crime, back in the 1840s, dognapping was such an issue that the Metropolitan Police in London formed a committee in 1844 to address it. This is the story of the Victorian dognappers and some of their victims. During the 19th century, we started to see a change in our knowledge and concern for animals, largely influenced by Charles Darwin. We also started to see a keen interest in dog fancy, so the breeding of different dog breeds and the increase in pet ownership. Although pet keeping was mainly still for those that could afford it, during Victorian Britain, we saw more dogs being kept for companions, not just for working purposes. During the 1840s, Britain was marked with an alarming increase in the number of dog nappings, where thieves saw an opportunity to make a quick profit by snatching beloved dogs, which could then be held to ransom, often demanding a hefty fee for their return. The dog napping epidemic affected people from all walks of life, including the wealthy and powerful, such as Prime Minister Sir Robert Peel. When his dog was taken, Peel was forced to pay a ransom of £2 for the safe return of his pet. This was small change when you compare it to the Duke of Cambridge, whose dog was targeted and the dog nappers demanded £30 ransom. That's well over the equivalent of £3,000 today. The most common dogs stolen during this reign of dog napping terror was small breeds that were considered ladies' dogs, such as poodles, spaniels and terriers. A well-known spaniel victim was the dog belonging to the poet Elizabeth Barrett. Her brown spaniel was called Flush, and Flush was stolen 3 times during his lifetime. The dog napping issue reached such heights that it made headlines in the national newspapers of the day, and the public were outraged, demanding the police take action. The Victorian journalist Henry Mayhew estimated at the time there were as many as 141 individual dog stealers operating in London alone, with 45 of them considering dog napping to be their main profession. In an effort to catch the dog nappers, the police formed a special committee to track the criminal network down. This network was known by some as the Fancy. This was a highly organised network of thieves, and they were highly effective with their dog crimes because they would often use disguises and work with middlemen who were likely co-conspirators protecting identities. They would even change the appearance of the stolen dogs to avoid detection. Despite the difficulties the police faced, some arrests were made and a number of dog nappers were brought to justice. This, combined with a decrease in the value of dogs over the years, saw this ghastly trend die down, resulting in the epidemic of Victorian dog napping coming to an end for what would be at least the next 180 years.